All right, boys and girls, today we're going to be working on partial products. We are going to start out partial products. Now, what we need to do is first talk about what does partial product means. What does partial means? Partial means part of our product. So what we're going to do is we're going to be breaking apart our factors in order to make easier numbers to work with. Now, we usually use partial products when we're working on a 2-digit by 1-digit multiplication. So let's go ahead and do an example of what I'm talking about. So I have 6 times 32. Now, I'm going to be breaking apart or making a partial product of our 2-digit by 1-digit multiplication. I do that by first breaking this factor apart. Now, 32 is going to become 30 plus 2. I'm still multiplying, so instead of multiplying once, I'm going to be making two multiplication problems. The first one is going to be 6 times 30. Now, we learned in our last lesson how to multiply these together. We're going to look at our basic numbers, which is 6 times 3. Now, 6 times 3 is 18. And I'm just going to move my 0 over. So 6 times 30 equals 180. I'm then going to do my second multiplication problem, which is 6 times 2. We know that that is 12. Now I have two partial products. I have broken that 32 up into two parts, and I multiplied 6 times 30 is 180. 6 times 2 is 12. Now, I'm not done. What I have to do now is I now need to add these partial products together. So I'm going to take 180 plus 12, 2, 9, and that equals 192. Now that's basically what we're doing with the partial products. We're breaking apart our second factor into its tens and ones, so into its place value. And you can also refer to it as the expanded form of that number. So there's a lot of different ways of saying the same thing. All right, let's go and do another example. And let's go with 3 times 74. So the first thing that we do is we make that second factor of 74. We break it apart into its place value, which is its tens and ones. So 74 is going to become 70 plus 4. Now I'm going to do the partial products. I'm going to take 3 times 70. Again, I'm going to use my base numbers, my basic numbers of 3 times 7, and that equals 21. I'm going to bring my 0 across. So 3 times 70 equals 210. I'm going to do my second multiplication problem, which is 3 times 4. That right there equals 12. Now I have my partial products. The last step is to add these partial products together. So I have 210 plus 12 equals 2, 2, 2. So I have 222 as my answer. Let's do one more problem, one more practice. Let's go ahead and do 8 times 38. All right, and again, we use our partial products when we have a 2-digit number multiplied by a 1-digit number, and we're basically just making it easier for us to multiply these together. Sometimes we use this and we're having a little bit of trouble. So partial products helps us to do our 2 by 1-digit multiplication a little bit easier. We will be learning the regular algorithmic way later on, but for now, this is where we're at. So we have 38, and that becomes 30 plus 8. I'm going to do my first multiplication problem, which is 8 times 30. Our basic number, 8 times 3, that's going to be 24. I'm going to bring over my 0. So 8 times 30 equals 240. Now our next problem is going to be 8 times our last factor, which is 8. So we know that 8 times 8 is 64. I'm now going to add these together. 240 plus 64 equals 4. That's a 10. And that's a 3. My answer is 304. And those are just a couple of examples on how we use partial products here in Mr. Maldon's class. If you guys have any questions along the way, come back the next day to class and we will discuss any questions that you might have. Okay. All right. Have a great day. Bye.